What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rocket Road Show. It's Alvie.
I'm the 1-3, baby.
Coming to you live from the headquarters of the Rocket Road Show, the 1-3 bar.
Hey, we're a little late today, bro.
A little late. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for sticking with us. I'm a little sunburnt, as many of you guys can see. I'm going to turn this brightness down a little bit. But yeah, we'll get into why I'm burnt. But we had an event this afternoon, and it kind of pushed the show a little bit late. And then I was trying to get cameras working. I think we finally got the camera situation figured out. So yeah. So I appreciate everybody kind of standing by and waiting for us to join. 15 minutes late or 13 minutes late isn't too bad.
That's not horrible, man. That's not horrible.
If we were getting paid by the networks, it'd be a
we're
bad situation. But
dead air. Oh,
hey,
15 minutes of dead air. Could you imagine?
But that's all right, though. So we're here. We're with you guys. Garth says just a little bit. It's okay. I'll be all right. I get that good Cuban blood. Will make that into a nice tan in 2 or 3 days. The only problem is it's from here up, if you can tell.
Yeah.
Right? So I got good raccoon eyes.
Oh yeah, man. I think I got a little bit of sun.
Real good. Well, I mean, like I said, usually I'm usually sunscreened up.
Yeah.
Usually lather up pretty good, and yeah, I totally forgot today. So not, it is what it is. So what do you do? But all right, so let's jump into it. What's up, HD?
Hey,
Thanks for coming in.
Mom,
what's going on? Thanks for jumping on. Let's do this. Let's get into the show. Let's have some fun tonight.
Yeah, man. So as always, we're brought to you by Misfit Metalworks. Misfit Metalworks offers CNC plasma cutting, welding. I'm trying to figure out what camera I'm looking at.
you just
Still keep looking up there.
Just
Okay,
read.
man. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, so let's do that. So, plasma cutting, welding, metal fabrication, and prototyping services, as well as laser engraving. You can contact the Misfits for all your metal needs at 813-598-7409 or stop by their shop, 1913 East Bears Avenue, Unit 1100 Bravo, Tampa, Florida, 33613. Let them know the Rock and Road Show sent you.
On a technical note, I noticed that I didn't put the camera up higher. It doesn't really matter, but we're also brought to you by Eric Warren Artistry and Dropkick Customs. Eric Warren Artistry is a custom paint and fabrication studio. They specialize in turning all of your custom dreams into reality. EWA offers a one-stop shop for all your paint, metal and fiberglass needs, welding, full powder coating, motorcycle stereo equipment, air ride systems, custom wheels, and much more. Also, parts development with their Dropkick Customs and Epic line. Contact Eric Warren Artistries at 813-503-4764 or stop by the shop at 13215 North Nebraska Avenue, Suite A, Tampa, Florida, 33612. Let them know that we sent you. Also, just to throw this in there, Eric, they are looking for a experienced painter.
Painter, yes.
So looking for full-time or part-time or full-time.
Yep.
So if you're a painter or you know somebody who's a painter, you need to be able to paint, sand, do body work, all that stuff.
Love everything.
If that is you or you know somebody, please reach out to Eric or Nikki and
that'd be a job
stop by the
of a
shop.
lifetime there, man.
Telling you, man, and you would get some killer pointers from one of the best in the industry for damn sure.
Oh, no kidding, man. I tell you what, man, you may even end up on Discovery Channel.
You might even end up on some TV networks somewhere. So yeah, if you guys know a painter, please let them know that Eric's looking for one. Also, we're brought to you by the Franhoff Law Group. Franhoff Law Group specializes in legal representation for victims of negligence. They handle a broad range of legal, personal injury, and wrongful death matters, including car and truck accidents, motorcycle collisions, slip and fall injuries, and much more.
All right, so for all your legal needs, please contact Fran Hosh at 866-LAW-FRAN or visit lawfran.com. Or you can stop by her office at 1275 Nebraska Avenue, Palm Harbor, Florida, 34683.
Awesome. Dan, thank you, brother. Dan's sharing us worldwide in Chopper Town. Thank you for that. Appreciate
He's the man,
it.
I tell you.
Sybil saying, hello, boys. Hey, Sybil, how you doing?
Hello.
Alrighty. So what we're going to do here is we're gonna have a little talk. This was something that I wanted to do last week. We were unable to do this last week because of a myriad of different reasons.
Right.
But I wanted to talk to you and get your kind of rundown of your ride to nowhere that you did God, it's been almost a month now.
No, almost a month now.
Yeah.
So, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, somewhere around there.
So we'll just kind of talk about your ride.
Well, the ride was good. Basically, I set out to go absolutely nowhere. I mean, I wanted to go north.
Okay.
And so I started headed up north, going the way we go towards 98. And I looked down at my fuel gauge. And I'm like, any gas. So I got on 98. Instead of going north to the left, I went south to the right because the gas station was closer.
Gotcha.
So I went down there. Ended up going to Rock Ridge. Basically, what I did is I just made a ride all the way across the coast of Florida.
Okay.
I went from the west coast to the east coast. I actually went to, oh my gosh, what's his name? The name of his shop. Anyway, one of Eric's friends, and I'm sorry, I totally forgot his shop's name, and yours. But anyway, I mean, we're not good friends. We're acquaintances, but you know, I should remember shit like this. Anyway, stopped by his shop, and he gave me a shifter for my bike, match my other stuff. Because if you remember, a few months ago, mine fell off while I was riding to work.
Right.
So anyway, long story short, I went from there. I went across to A1A, went south on A1A, looking for a lunch place.
Okay.
Every place was closed.
Really?
I wanted seafood. I wanted seafood bad. I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to get me a good, grouper sandwich or some calamari, something. I wanted some seafood.
Right.
Closed. All right, I'll go a little farther. Closed.
Really?
Everything was closed. Yeah, COVID, man. It shut down that side of the beach. I mean, there's not a lot in between those areas.
Right.
I was going from Melbourne Beach south to Sebastian.
Okay, yeah.
And once I got through Sebastian, there was nothing there. I got into Wabasso. Beautiful. Oh, by the way, going over Sebastian Inlet.
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous weather.
Yeah.
The water was going. There's a spot out there. I used to surf Sebastian. All right, and I used to surf. And there's a spot we call Monster Hole. And when Monster Hole breaks, you know it's big.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Monster Hole was breaking. It had oh man, what a beautiful right going. I was like, I'm riding the bike, I'm one lane because they had construction going, and I'm looking at the water like
trying to peek out.
I'm going, damn. Just hoping that nobody stopped in front of me because I was
not paying attention.
No, I wasn't. I was looking at the water. But we went ahead and me, myself, and I went down and it just kept going, and then I ended up going into Vero. Went to Vero and said, man, I gotta eat something. So I stopped at this pizza joint. Oh, sorry, we're closed. I'm like, what the hell?
Wow.
What the hell? They said, yeah, well, we're only closed inside. You can eat outside. I'm like, no, you do not understand. I'm sitting on my bike. I want to sit down and eat in the air conditioning.
Sure.
So they said, no, there's a place up the road a ways on if you want to go across 60, 10 miles away. Like, got it. So I ended up going to some little Italian restaurant. Don't even remember the name. It was just pizza. Okay, I pulled in there. Yeah, it was
simple,
good.
Man, right? See a sign for pizza, go in and get pizza, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's easy. It was good food too. It really was. What's going on with? Go ahead and read some of that.
So Dan's saying that there's a biker bar in England called Nowhere. True story.
That's cool, man.
That's kind of cool. That's an interesting little.
So next time I make a ride to Nowhere,
you could literally make a ride. Well, it'd be a little difficult.
We'd have to ride around a boat for a little while.
Yeah, it'd be a little difficult to make a ride to the actual Nowhere, right?
I think you can. I think there's a way you can go over land bridges and get there.
You find one, you tell me, let me know.
Man.
It'll be a little bit cold, and you got to go the long way round, I think.
It's going to be a lot cold.
Well, I guess you could take the channel, too, once you get... But yeah, it'd be a hell of a ride, for sure. Dan, it's MFN, which stands for Miles from Nowhere. I love it.
That's awesome.
As it's in the sticks of the countryside, and wow, it's a beautiful place of Americana. We are as close to having in Little Britain. I love it. But we call it the middle of effing nowhere. Perfect. I love it. That's a great, I love, when you get little pubs and little bars that get creative with the way they name things and the way they name themselves or menu items or things like that. It's just, makes it fun.
Absolutely, like down in the Keys,
Yeah.
off of Big Pine Key. There's a little island called No Name Key.
Yeah.
That's the island. That's
Yeah.
the name of the island. And on that little island is a pub called No Name Pub.
Yeah. Well, it's like
And-
there's No Name Saloon up
Yeah.
in New Smyrna.
Is there?
Yeah. No Name Saloon. It's a great biker bar. Great
That's
spot.
cool, man.
Great
That's
spot.
cool. So,
But yeah, so I unfortunately had to work. I was not available to go on the ride to nowhere because I enjoy those kind of rides. Just, hey, let's just go. Let's just just do something. But you did call me. I was actually out of town for work. I didn't get to go.
Yep.
But you did share a couple of videos.
I did. I thought maybe
the old stomping grounds. I think right. Like
Yes.
your old house, the house you grew up in, stuff like that.
It was. You know what? It was fun. It was going back. Down memory lane.
Sure.
So I went around to my old neighborhood. I went. I stopped at the house. I looked at my house and I was like, "Damn, man, a lot of good memories there."
Yeah.
Went down.
Did it
the
look
road.
the same or did it?
Oh,
is it
yeah,
completely different.
It's the same color, which freaks
Is that
me
right?
out. It's like this mint green that it's always been. Don't people have their own?
Yeah, no.
Come on.
Well, it's funny because I remember driving past the house I grew up in when I was a kid, many years. I say many. It was still many years ago, but I was in the Navy, and I drove by my old house. It was probably, God, I don't know, 10 or 15 years later.
Wow.
And it was not the same color.
Oh, gee.
It was like, dude, it looked like gold flake. Like it was a gold house. It had these like weird lion statues out for. It was odd to say the least. Very, very, very odd.
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was weird. Matt saying I look like a raccoon. Yeah, I totally do.
Yeah,
that's what shit, about 5.5 hours on a motorcycle will do to you.
Yeah, man.
It was funny because when I first saw it, I walked inside and I saw it. I was like, damn, I got some windburn pretty bad, and then was like, no, that's sunburn, you dumbass. Yeah. So, anything else?
Well,
any other?
I just took the videos. I took some short tidbits, and I went ahead and just rode back on 60, taking my time, came back across the state. It was
through Yeehaw?
Yes, through Yeehaw Junction. Which, by the way, that bar that was up there, there was that bar right there.
Oh yeah, no, it's gone.
It burned down.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, when we went to Kim's mom's funeral a while back,
right.
we had to go down because we were going down to the National Cemetery down in West Palm area.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I can't think of the name of it right now, but anyways. But yeah, we had to go through Yeehaw Junction. I saw it. I was like, oh no, dude! That thing's
it's
ancient,
a landmark.
dude.
It was
it's
a landmark,
like from the 1800s or something like that. So
yeah,
just sad for sure. Sybil drug lord lives there now. Yeah, he probably did, right? Probably.
At your house.
At my old house, yeah, with the gold flake and everything else. Matt saying I didn't know Cubans burn. Yeah, well, white Cubans burn.
And my wife don't burn.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm my lineage is more from Europe, so I still have that European.
Dude, I'm from freaking Europe. I'm as white as you can
no,
get.
You're from way up there though.
Well, yeah, the Norse.
Yeah, you're from the UK, man. You don't count. Matt
I should
Alvie
be
is
glowing white.
Yeah, right. Matt Alvie is a white boy. There you go. I'm just a white boy that speaks Spanish. Is really the only thing that breaks.
You don't
down.
even do that well.
Yeah, it's gotten worse over the years. That's for sure. Yeah. So yeah, the ride to nowhere. We kind of wanted to talk about it last week, and obviously things kind of got jumbled up and screwed up. But
I wanted to throw the pictures that I have because I really did take some decent pictures and some videos. So they are on my page, my personal page, if you wanted to.
You know what? Speaking of that, what I want everybody to do too, when you guys get a chance, when you have, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes to do it, go to our website, and there's a tab at the top that says rides. Click on that, and the 1-3 wrote a story about his ride that he did with his buddies up to Georgia. Up to Georgia.
Read it, critique it,
and read it. It's awesome. There's pictures, there's video, but a really good and well written article, and I think you guys would enjoy it. So go check it out. rockandroadshow.com/rides, and you'll find it there for sure. Dan saying bike news. The Aston Martin MB1 is on sale, officially priced at £95,000.
Oof. Oof. It's an Aston
We'll
Martin, though.
Will test went on demo at my local Aston Martin dealership, which is just outside my housing estate. That's cool,
Nice.
dude. I would love to see that bike. £95,000. That's a pricey bike because that's over $100,000 US.
Yes, it is.
So that would, yeah, I'd like to know what that looks like. I did see something too that
I didn't know.
Lamborghini and Ducati are having a love child, and they're making a super bike.
Ooh.
So I don't know. I was just kind of in passing. I saw it, but just something to think about there. Something to think about. Okay.
So that was my ride.
So the ride to nowhere. The ride to nowhere leads us to, and I don't know. That's a really terrible segue, but leads us to what this week kind of represents for a lot of us here in the U.S. Right. This is Pearl Harbor week, right? Yes. December 7th was Monday.
Yep.
And as we all know, December 7th, 1942, a date which will live in infamy.
Yes, sir.
We were surprise attacked by the Japanese in the sleepy little harbor town of Pearl Harbor. And it was a Sunday. Many folks were at church. There were church services on the ships. And while diplomats in D.C. were speaking of peace, those sneaky little bastards were doing something else, and they sent 3 carriers, I think.
I don't even remember.
There's 2 or 3 carriers launched a surprise attack. Had some submarines that were in the harbor as well. They got us good. But December 7th, we all kind of remember the souls that we lost that day. Just some quick numbers: 2,403 Americans were killed. Majority of them were military members, but there were over it was almost 1,000 civilian casualties as well. Another 1,143 were wounded in the attack. We had 18 ships that were sunk or run aground, including 5 of our battleships. All of the Americans killed or wounded during the attack were legally non-combatants, given that there was no state of war when we were attacked. So basically, they killed civilians is really how you can look at it, because they were non-combatants.
Yeah, right. Because
there was no war going on.
Right. We were not.
We were not actively in war. We were doing some things on the down low.
You know.
But yeah, we weren't actually shooting bullets and dropping bombs yet. So
yeah. Of most of the American fatalities, like nearly half of them were because of an explosion on the Arizona's forward magazine after it was hit by a 18-inch, which is a 410 millimeter shell. That's just
it's a massive bomb, man. It's a massive bomb. And it's not to cut you off there, but it's incredible that almost half of the casualties were because of one bomb, but on one ship.
One ship, because that's where most of them were. They were on the Arizona.
It's pretty amazing.
And I've never seen it, but I've heard that.
Yeah, I've never been able to go see that either.
You need to go see it because it's going away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the ocean is taking over, and it's the Arizona. There will be a day when
it's gone.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, make it a point to see it. Author Craig Nelson wrote that the vast majority of U.S. sailors killed at Pearl Harbor were junior enlisted personnel. It says the officers of the Navy all lived in houses. The junior officers are the ones that lived on the boats. Pretty much all those who died in direct line of the attack, they were all junior people. That's, the junior enlisted and such. It says, so everyone is about 17 or 18. Think about that. Yeah. Every one of them was 17, 18, because back then, you were a little bit younger when you joined.
You could join younger, and that's a valid point, and that's why I wanted to put it in here when I saw it. Most folks don't know that in the military, your junior enlisted personnel usually are relegated to the boat, right? They have a berthing unit, they have a rack, and that's their house.
Yep.
They don't get barracks on shore. They don't get houses. They don't get apartments. They stay on the boat.
Yep.
And it's still like that today.
Yeah,
you're E1, E2, E3. You're pretty much on the boat. You're not leaving the boat. You can leave the boat and go on shore and go to town and go to the bars and go do the things that you would normally do. But your house is
the boat
floating, so to speak. So
cool.
So back in
every day.
3 scale, well, 4 if you count mid rats, but yeah, I mean, if you are on the boat, so it makes a lot of sense to think about that. All your officers. So a lot of those guys. I mean, obviously they had officers on watch and everything else that were there, but the majority of those guys were all junior enlisted men. 17, 18, 19 years old, which is just sad, incredible, however you want to look at it.
Well, I was going to say, thinking about it, because those guys at that age, think about the heroism that was going on.
Oh man, it was just incredible.
The things, saving their buddies,
yeah.
or attempted to, or putting having their own life taken to save their shipmates.
And there was tons of that, and that could be seen with all of the awards and medals that were given out during but for the attack on Pearl Harbor. So just to name a few of them here, there were 15 Medal of Honors that came out of Pearl Harbor, 51 Navy Crosses. So just to give you guys an idea, these are in order of significance, right? So obviously the Medal of Honor is the highest award you can get. Navy Cross, second highest award you can get. So 51 Navy Crosses, 53 Silver Stars. That's the third highest award you can get for valor in combat. So the first 3 awards, there was 100,
look, I gotta guess,
115, 100 and almost 120 valor awards given. 4 Navy Marine Corps medals, 1 Distinguished Flying Cross, 4 Distinguished Service Crosses, 1 Distinguished Service Medal, 3 Bronze Stars, and then eventually everybody who was at Pearl Harbor during the attack were also given the Pearl Harbor Commemorative Medal to signify that they were there during that time. So,
you speak of these awards and everything, and every day, literally every day, I pass by a picture that's of nurses, all females, and this picture is on the first floor of James A. Haley. It's on a wall, and it's just you look at it, and you go, what are they doing? And it's Pearl Harbor, and they're giving the nurses their medals.
Oh.
And the medal that they're showing on this one lady, this one nurse, is a Purple Heart.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's the one thing that wasn't up there, and I didn't see any info on that.
There
was Purple Hearts.
There was
probably hundreds.
Yes.
Hundreds for sure.
If not thousands.
Yeah, I mean for sure hundreds.
Well, you figure right off the top, 1,100 and change
wounded. Yeah. So I mean, there you go, right? And then the other thing I wanted to say too was I don't know on that list of all those awards how many of those were posthumously awarded. I would imagine that the 15 Medal of Honors were probably all posthumously awarded, but there could have been a guy or gal that survived that was given the Medal of Honor. Something I want to throw in just because as a pilot and as an Airedale and as an aviator, a naval aviator, as well as you, this attack on Pearl Harbor brought about the reliance of the aircraft carrier. We were heavily dependent on the battleship.
Yep. And
after Pearl Harbor, when we lost the bulk of our Pacific battleships, they went to naval aviation and the aircraft carrier. And naval aviation, I don't want to say naval aviation was born out of World War II, but naval aviation was born out of World War II because that is the generation, the World War II fighters and the World War II Navy dive bombers and torpedo bombers and all those dudes defined naval aviation to the nth degree.
Right. Remember the Corsair? They had to figure out how to get that.
Yeah.
To land on there, they actually bent the wings because of the propeller being so big.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things that attack created, and I mean, you could go. I don't want to go into too big of a history thing here, but you go into Yamamoto basically coming out and saying, we may have won this battle, but we just lost the war.
Right.
Like he was not a fan of the attack on Pearl. He didn't think it was the thing that they needed to do, but he carried out orders like a good like a good sailor does.
And Matt, happy Merry Christmas to you.
But yeah, so
one more thing that the who was it? One of the Japanese. They said that there's no way that they will go to our, come to the United States, continental United States.
Mm-hmm.
It was said during this war they wanted to go there. They said no, you will not go on that property because almost they knew that we all owned weapons.
Guns, yeah.
They said
I've heard that before too.
You're not going to be fighting an army. You're
Yeah.
going to be fighting a nation, quite literally.
Yeah.
You will. There's no way because everyone has a gun here in the country.
I've heard
and we
that
need
too.
to keep it that way.
I've heard that too.
That was my two A.
Up on the thing.
My 2A.
Before we go on here, just to kind of wrap up some of these, Kim's saying the whitest Cuban you'll ever know,
Yeah.
or I've ever known. So yeah, I am most definitely. But she knows my family, and we are very pasty.
Yes. Dan's talking about that.
The Austin Martin
Austin
looking
Martin.
pretty crazy with the Predator headlamp. And then Matt, Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate the Christmas wishes.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so I mean, tons of heroism coming out of Pearl Harbor. We could sit here and do an entire show about Pearl Harbor. I don't want to do that, but I felt that being the week that it is,
yes,
we had to at least say something about it.
Yes, and this leads into the next story.
It most certainly does.
World War II leads into the next story with a final ride for the CVMA. Actually, we were invited, which several of us, I'm on an email list with because of my buddy Dave Allen. And
he's been on the show?
He has been on the show, Super Dave. And I think it was a really good show. We just did a rerun of it not too long ago.
Yeah.
So we were invited to take part in a final mile escort ride with the CVMA.
Yeah, and before we jump to that real quick, Dan's saying what amazes me is that in the UK, as far as I know, you can buy a full road legal and running tank and any other decommissioned Army logistical vehicle that we used but never damaged. Yeah, you can do the same thing here in the States. There's a lot of military surplus vehicles that are still out there.
It just can't be functional as far as a weapon.
Weapons and stuff like that, right. But yeah, so going back, we took part in a final mile escort, hence the raccoon eyes. I forgot to put sunscreen on, so that's what it is. But the ride today was for a unclaimed veteran, which still breaks my heart to this day that's even a thing.
Yep.
But it was for an unclaimed female veteran of World War II by the name of Rose Phillip. She was a yeoman first class in the Navy. Not sure exactly where she was stationed, but she retired out of the Navy, and she retired down to Sun City Center.
Mm-hmm.
She was married, had a husband who passed away prior to her, and I guess, for lack of a better term, she outlived her family.
Yep.
And Dave and his guys over at the CVMA do an amazing job, an amazing thing, where they claim these unclaimed veterans and they give them a full military service burial. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm not mistaken, these folks, okay, and I'm trying to recall my memory, right? But
story.
If there's nobody to claim them,
correct,
they basically just get put in a hole in the ground. They get put in, no honors, no nothing, no service, no preacher, no nothing.
There's no one there.
There's no one there. Okay, so Dave Allen, Super Dave from the CVMA, saw this going on and realized that there was a lack here, that there was something missing here, and Dave took it upon himself to change that, and through his connections with CVMA and with the VA, because he works at the VA, he was able to set up a program where the CVMA claims a veteran, and then they, Dave, through connections he's made through the years, sets up a funeral for this individual.
Correct. The way this goes is pretty much exactly like that. You know, the CVMA, the funeral homes get a hold of Dave. Dave gets a hold of the James A. Haley, the VA, and it rolls around from there. And most of this is all volunteered.
Right.
The police escort that we had today. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Tampa PD.
PD for sure.
My gosh, Dave asked one guy. He says, "Hey man, I might be able to get 1 or 2 guys." The whole squad.
Yeah, there were 7 of them out there, plus two unmarked cars.
Amazing.
Yeah.
These Tampa PD, you stepped up. Anyway, Dave gets it and it comes around. They are talking. Our director, Mr. Battle. I don't know his first name, but last name is Battle. Mr. Battle wants to take this, and there's talks about making this a
nationwide program. Yeah.
Nationwide program.
Yeah.
And I believe that the director of the VA, Robert Wilkie, he is talking about it too with Dave. And it's just, they handed Dave an award.
Yeah, I remember him saying that.
It's just, he brought it that night. It was just, wow.
Yeah.
You know, crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, not at all. But yeah, so they step up, they claim the veteran, and they do a full military honor burial. I will say that today was the first day that I have popped to attention and popped a salute in over 20 years.
Yeah.
It was odd, but yet, like, hell yeah, man.
Right.
There's a,
right.
So,
did you look again?
Yeah.
Again.
No,
again.
it was interesting because it was like, man, I haven't done this in a long ass time, and it felt good. But I digress. I want to say, as the 1-3 said, huge shout out to TPD. You guys rock, man. I didn't expect anything less from you guys, to be honest with you. But you guys came up, stepped up, and you gave us a police escort all the way to 75.
Yep.
I thought it was funny because they were like, "We're not going to run any red lights." I don't think we stopped at a single light.
They were green.
Yeah, but no, they did a phenomenal job getting us out of the VA and on our way out to Sarasota. We made the ride all the way out to Sarasota. We got on the way. We picked up a couple of guys on the way that were staged up, waiting for us to get there.
Yep. And
then we made the roll into to the cemetery down there, National Cemetery in Sarasota, and they removed the casket from the hearse, brought it to a little pavilion, and they did a full military. Minus the 21 gun salute, but they did flag folding. They played taps, and
that gets me every time, man.
Every time. And then there was a preacher there. He said some very nice words. Kind of filled in the story because up until that point, I had no idea what the woman's name was. I knew it was a woman. I had no idea what her name was, what she did, who she was. So it was kind of nice to kind of get a story to the name or a story to the veteran.
Absolutely.
And then after the ceremony, all of us one at a time went by and paid our final respects. Basically, for me it was say the name because that's the whole thing, right? The name.
You
died twice, right? When somebody stops saying your name, so basically just said the name and rest in peace. Popped a salute and moved on. And that was everybody that was there. We had 24 bikes at the end of it.
Yes.
I think there were a couple doubled up, so call it 30 people showed up, which is amazing for somebody who none of us knew, and would have, in all intents and purposes, would have just been
dropped in a hole,
for lack of a better term. So with that, I've said this a million. I know I've said it a million times, whether I've said it on air or not. Dave Allen, Super Dave, Bravo Zulu brother. You are
Come on, man.
like just it's amazing, dude. You are a patriot. You are an American, and I wish there was a million of you.
Yeah,
to
man.
be honest, but yeah. So Bravo Zulu to Dave Allen, and Bravo Zulu really to CVMA for taking up that mantle.
We're getting
Hold
company.
on, we're getting company here. Henry,
Somebody get the dog, please.
Henry, no, you're too damn big, man. You're like a bull in a China shop, man.
Okay.
Stand by, guys. Come on, buddy.
He's gonna have to take him out.
Come on.
Well, what happens is my family goes away for some reason and leaves the dog.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get in again.
Come on, you're good. You're good.
But anyway, Dave, you definitely live up to your name, Super Dave. It's one of them things, man. Just wrap it and then sit down and
we'll see what happens.
You know what? Why don't you grab that?
What's that?
There's something I want to do.
Oh,
because after this ride, normally the guys stop by and they do a toast to the veteran.
well, we weren't able to go and do this because we had to try and get back here for the show.
Yep.
So yeah.
So we're just gonna say, thank you for your service, Rose.
Thank you for your service. Rest in peace.
It's for you.
All right. So, again, thank you to the brothers of CVMA for letting us take part in that great service.
We will be notified every time they have one.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to try to make as many as I can because it's just it's an amazing thing that they're doing, and the director of the cemetery down there, the VA cemetery, had some really nice words for the CVMA brothers. By the way, CVMA, Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. For those of you that don't know.
We didn't say that, did we?
But yeah, so he basically just came out and said what an amazing job these guys do, and the numbers that they're able to put out for these things. So
they always have some, and I tell you what, they do it a lot. Fortunately, this year, and I say fortunately because they've not had very many this year.
Yeah, there's
been maybe 3 that I know of this year. I couldn't make the first 2, but we made this one here. And also for those that don't know what an unclaimed, did we mention?
Yeah, we did. Kind of. So yeah, an unclaimed veteran is basically somebody. I don't like the word, but basically it is somebody who doesn't have a next of kin. Basically,
right.
It's either somebody who doesn't have a next of kin or somebody whose next of kin is unknown, or somebody whose next of kin doesn't care. Those are the kind of the 3 ways you can be an unclaimed veteran. Like I said, it's a terrible moniker, right?
But they have to do it that way because I tried to say something, change it to instead of unclaimed. I was like, okay, for like unaccompanied or something like that. But I was told why it's done this way, and it is done this way. It's said unclaimed because literally, that's it. Yeah, the veteran is unclaimed.
Yeah. So Scott saying hello. What's going on, Scott?
Sorry about that.
Howie saying hello as well. What's going on, Howie? Thanks for joining, brother. Sybil saying, what a wonderful program for unclaimed vets.
It is.
It absolutely is. Those guys do a phenomenal job.
Go to their page. I think they have a web page, CVMA. Mm-hmm. Theirs is 1020. That is their chapter. Their chapter is 10-20. Check them out. I believe they have it on their web page as well. They've got a nice little story about it. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Dan saying respect to all who have served and still serve. What were you going to say?
I was going to say Channel 13 did a story on him as well.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys are in the Tampa Bay area, check out Fox 13 because there's going to be a story.
ABC News,
ABC was out there as well,
and I think Channel 10. There was
So
3 different news agencies out there today. But Fox has done a story on them before, and they were just redoing the story. This one got a lot of attention. I'm sure it had to do with a World War II veteran.
Sure. And the week that it is and everything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But, what a shame. I mean, she had to go.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? Cindy, my bad peeps, had to step out and get grub.
Yeah, we know.
Scott with the toast. Thank you, brother. Dan toasting as well. And then Sybil throwing in the mad props to the Washington football team for knocking off the Steelers. That's right. Not first loss of the year. Woo!
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Just, preserving the Dolphins' undefeated streak. So
oh my gosh.
We knocked off the undefeated team with the terrible dumpster fire of a team the Washington football team is. So yeah. There you go. You get American football in this show as well. Who'd have known?
Whatever.
I know you can care less, but hey,
I got these big TVs and no football ever goes on them.
That's a travesty. All right, so with that, before we jump to the next story, I do want to say a huge thank you and a huge thank you is the right word to all of our World War II vets. Vets in general, but just because of this week and everything else, a huge thank you to World War II vets, the greatest generation known to man.
Yeah, man.
If you have the luxury or you have the honor of meeting one of these individuals, sit down with them, talk with them.
Stories.
They have stories that unfortunately are becoming just that. They're becoming stories in a book or stories on a videotape because they're getting old and they're leaving this earth. So if I've had the pleasure of meeting several World War II vets. One of the most amazing ones I ever met was a survivor of the USS Indianapolis. So if you don't know that story, look it up. It's an amazing story of survival and brotherhood, man. Just those guys coming together and surviving.
Yeah, apparently Robert Shaw was on that. I'm kidding. Levity.
But yeah, so a thank you to our World War II vets out there.
Absolutely.
We met one just the other week.
Yes, we did.
So,
and we had nice conversations with him.
Yep.
And he sat there and played the code game.
There's so few of those guys left, though, man. So I say guys, so few of those guys and gals left. So if you
cherish them,
if you get a chance to meet one of them, man, just shake their hand and talk with them because they've got amazing stories and amazing life lessons.
I was going to say, if you see one of these elderly people walking, whatever, just sitting down at lunch, whatever, and they have this hat on that says World War II veteran, thank them for their service, number one, and go over and ask, shake their hand if you can, and just talk to them.
Yep.
Just, because a lot of them are lonely because they don't have many people.
There's not enough of them out there anymore,
no.
Man. But yeah, so there you have it. Okay. Last story we're going to bring up tonight is a little less heavy.
Yeah.
And this is something that our good friend Dan Hopkins over in the UK asked us to talk about. So we finally got to it. So here it is. Aftermarket air filters, right? Dan asked us if we could, what's the deal with aftermarket air filters. Okay, so many of you know an air filter does what its namesake is, right? It filters air going into your engine, your bike, your car, your truck, whatever. If it's
mini bike, go-kart.
If it's a reciprocating engine, it's got an air filter on it somewhere, right? And then the other thing that a lot of people don't know is it smooths the air going into the engine, right? To keep a constant head pressure, basically, right? So all of us have heard the term, or most of us have heard the term, more air in, more air out equals more power, right?
Yes.
That's the whole idea.
More performance. Better.
Right, more performance, right? The best way to explain that is a turbocharger, right? That's all a turbocharger is. It's a big air pump, right? It's just basically dumping a bunch of air into the engine, right? Mm-hmm. So Right. So, if we can have an air filter that has less restrictive airflow into the engine, it's got to equal more performance, right?
Right.
But simply changing your air filter doesn't really have the impact on the airflow that the manufacturers of these air filters would have you believe.
Right.
Right.
So the question of the night is, can simply changing your air filter to a high performance filter really give you high performance? I mean, the short answer is yes, but the long answer, not really. It
right.
can't. He says, so what the hell does that mean, right?
Yeah.
Well, it says the air filter alone gives you about 1% increase in performance across most motorcycles. Now, we are talking about motorcycles, not cars, okay? So that there is a difference there. So it does give you the 1% increase in performance, which would translate to 1 to 2 horsepower at the top end. You can also expect a slight increase in horsepower at the low end as well, but not very much. The change in torque numbers are nominal, and you wouldn't even see a whole number increase there. Nothing.
Yeah, it's fractions of a number when you're talking torque. I mean, it's like 0.04, 0.05 pound-feet of torque is what you're going to get out of it. So, so what does that mean, right? So in order to really get the large increase or the larger increase of performance, you have to do other shit to your bike. You can't just put an air filter on it and call it a day, right? So if you take that theory and that what we were talking about earlier, that more air in and more air out equals more performance, you need somewhere for that air to go. So if you were to add a performance exhaust onto your bike with a performance air filter, you're going to get a little bit of increase.
Right.
Okay. Now the problem with that is now you've got less restricted air coming in, less restricted air going out. Your fuel air mixtures are going to be all screwed up. So you're going to have to flash your ECM and reprogram that for the new fuel air mixture, or you're going to have to get a power commander.
Right.
Okay.
Which I have.
So now we're talking. Okay, you just went from a $80 air filter to a $200 $300 exhaust.
Well, you're running a cheap exhaust.
Well, I'm just saying, give or take, right? I'm throwing round numbers, but yeah, $300-$400 exhaust system, and then to flash your ECM or to put a power commander, you're looking at another $100, $150, $200.
Yeah.
So just slapping that air filter on really doesn't do much. Now, if you were to add all that together, right? So air filter, new ECM, new exhaust, you're going to get about a 5 to 10 whole fold increase in horsepower. Okay. And then you're going to get about a foot-pound of torque or pound-foot of torque out of it too. So again, the answer is, the answer to the question, do aftermarket air filters increase performance on your machine? No. They can, but you have to do a whole litany of other things in order for that air filter to increase your power to any level that is noticeable.
Right.
Okay.
So let me see. It's truly just to be able to give you more air volume on intake, unless you are built. Then it's on your bike, and
it's just for looks.
On your bike.
Yeah, I mean, I'm running a Screaming Eagle air filter on mine.
Yeah, I have
I've got exhaust on mine. So I mean, I'm running and then here's the other side of this. Here's the other side of this too, right? You go and you put air filter, ECM, performance exhaust. Now, really, the truth of it is to get the significant horsepower increase that we're all looking for, you've got to do something to the engine.
Now you're doing a top end.
Right. You've got to bore it out. You've got to you've got to change the heads. You've got to change everything. Everything, right? Everything. So that's
it's a gateway drug.
It's a gateway drug. It truly is, right? Dan saying, so they're just claiming it. It basically becomes more of an aesthetic, with different designs of air cleaners you can choose from, as well as getting very little feel and different power, which all bike owners are looking for.
Right.
Yes, tuning takes more work for improvement on anything that you're aiming for. Yeah, I mean, here's I'll tell you what. Here's the Rock and Road Show's stamp of approval on air filters. You know what you get with a high performance air filter? You get a lifetime air filter that you can clean.
That's what I got.
That's really all it is. You're not going to get anything. You're not getting any performance increase. You were just simply, in the long run, saving money. Is really what it boils down to. That's what it is.
I went last week. We went. My wife and I went up to see Jasmine Cain play. By the way, what a concert! Dig it, awesome. So on the way there, I stopped at Newport Richie Harley Davidson. My air cleaner was nasty, dirty. It was horrible. So I changed it right there. Dude, I noticed right away a little bit of difference on it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you go from a nasty, dirty filter to a clean one, you're going to see a little bit.
You notice it. But I did. I bought the upgraded Screaming Eagle, the one that you can clean, oil, got to get the spray, all that stuff. Yep. And fortunately for me, it was ready to go. It was already sprayed and ready to go. So he says, 40, 50,000 miles, do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's really the only thing you're getting with those K&N filters.
Just a lifetime.
Yeah, and I mean, it also depends on the kind of riding that you do too, whether it's a lifetime filter or not. But Scott's saying he's running a Screaming Eagle Pro with full exhaust, 128 engine kit. So yeah, I mean that.
I still have a 103.
Yeah, so that is gonna, that's gonna be a marketed improvement in your performance on that bike. But yeah, simply just throwing an air filter on doesn't.
Really, he's pulling better numbers from the 128 over the 131.
So I'm not, not surprised.
Yeah,
not surprised. There's a lot of guys that are doing that. They're just, it's when you start talking about motors and which ones are better. There's everybody's got their own thoughts on it, but
right. I need to pull.
A lot of people aren't fans of the Milwaukee.
No, the Milwaukee 8, the M8. No.
So
I'm hearing lots of crap.
Yeah.
There's a lot. You know what? Before I buy one, well, obviously it won't be a few years, but before I buy one, they got to work all those bugs out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of.
Who knows? They might come out with a different engine.
The EVO, in my opinion, was the best motor ever.
You know, the Evo. They said that Evo was the shit, and they were.
It sounded good.
Surprised it went away.
Yeah, it sounded good. It was a good engine. I mean, technology gets better, and you got to change things up. But the Evo engine was, in my opinion, was
now Scott. We're still going to take you up on riding the track.
Oh, for sure.
I want you to know though, I don't have leathers. Can you help me out?
But
I was reading the thing to get on his track. You gotta wear leathers.
Oh, okay.
I got chaps.
Yeah. HD saying depends on how long you want it to last. Yeah, I mean
it's true.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it really is. So
I have my 103. Like I said, nothing is bone stock. Mm-hmm. But I would like a little more acceleration. Like right off, bam, like right now. It just doesn't have that. It lags like it's slipping. Mm-hmm. It could be slipping. It could be the clutch. I mean, you
had a cylinder issue a while back. Your cylinder wasn't firing right.
Oh, that was weird, right?
Yeah.
It did it one time. It went backwards.
Yeah, but I mean, hey man, if it's doing that, there might be something there.
It's never done it since.
No, I know, but I'm saying there might be. You might have just the cylinder that's not firing just right. You know what I mean?
And I do have, like I said, I have my little.
Keep forgetting to change cameras.
It's okay. We need to find a freaking.
We need a tech guy that comes and sit in here and does this shit with us.
If there's anyone out there that wants to come over on Thursday nights, either my house or Alvie's house, and be our what do you call it, producer?
Yeah.
Please. Please. I got beer. I'll feed you.
There you go.
That's about all the payment we can give right now.
That's all. That's it. Dan saying several years ago the odd number kits were always better, but now with the MB it changed.
All right, so HD says a 107 kit for me. Okay.
There you go.
That's heads. That's cam. I'm sure. Probably new pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Just bump it up. I don't think I'd have to do anything to the lower end. Nothing on the lower end on that, right?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I had the poo poo out of my MB now.
Yes.
With my big bore shovel, it's a different beast.
What's with the oil? What's with the oil? In the
I'm reading that as MB. It's an M8.
It's M8.
My eyes are getting bad. I see it MB.
No, it's M8. What's with the oil? I know that a lot of guys. I saw this little hack that they're doing is they're putting a tube in to run. It comes out and they're draining oil out of their freaking air intake.
No shit.
No shit.
I got when did the 8 get put on those bikes?
2020.
Okay. Because I was just saying, I've got a 15.
Yeah, no, but you don't have it. You've got.
No, I know. I've got the 107. But I'm saying I had an issue for a while where I had oil coming out of my air intake too. So I don't know.
I agree with the standard air filter as on my Indian. It's fully standard, and I got a big increase in power out when the air restriction kit that is put on the air cover to limit the amount of air that are taken in.
Yeah. Restricted
covers pull out. Yeah, that would make sense.
Euro emissions. Yeah, exactly. 2017. Okay, yeah. So I'm still a little bit, but no,
it was 17.
I still have issues. I have that issue. I don't know if you remember that. It was a while back. I every once in a while you'll see oil on my foot on my.
No, the oil I remember was your clutch coming.
No, yeah, that one was.
What's totally on my toes, man?
No, my boots still same from that, but no, a totally different thing. But 2017 was the first M8. All right, so there you go. Yeah, so I'm a few years.
I thought it was 20. One, yeah, I guess I was a little.
But yeah, so there you have it. That's our humble opinion on it. I will say that in the week or so, or week and a half or so of kind of parsing information out there, all of your OEMs,
right?
All of your aftermarket companies, they all say, they even say it on the box and everything else, better performance, high performance, better. But what they don't say, and this is just like anything, right? The proof is in the pudding, proof is in the statement, right?
Right.
They on their boxes, on their websites, they do not say this air filter will give you blank. It is always just, you will see improvement, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't ever come out and say, this is what you're going to get.
You're going to get 10 horsepower by putting this sucker on.
Right, exactly. So, and I mean, obviously, they can't, because every bike is different. Every temperatures and altitudes and everything else, they're all different. But yeah, they're not. Nobody comes out and says it. So if you ask anybody in that realm, right, your OEM or your aftermarket parts sellers, they're all going to tell you that it does. And if you talk to people who ride them and people who build them and things like that, they're going to tell you what we just told you.
Yeah, well, Dan is saying they need a small print on the box, but they don't, because it's not false advertising if they don't put it there. Leaving things out is still not false advertising.
Still not false advertising, right? It's just not advertising,
I guess. It's not advertising at all.
But okay, so there you have it. That's our opinion on air filters. So Dan, I hope that was up to par and up to what you were looking for. Those are fun.
And once again, Dan threw that out to us, and we brought it up. So if you guys got something,
if there's anything you guys want to know or want us to want our opinions on it or anything like that, please let us know.
Yeah.
And Scott's saying all big kits you have to vent all the crankcase fueling makes a go away.
Fueling makes a great setup kit for them. Okay.
HD can't vent them as they want because of emission crap.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Roger that.
The bike owner can do it.
Right. Yeah. Dan, love the topic, mate. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that.
Not a problem, man.
Okay.
So I just still wanted to give out another shout out before we do this.
Yeah.
United American Vets.
Oh, let me go back. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me take that back.
See this right behind me? United American Vets. This thing here they did a great job.
Yeah, man. This thing is badass.
Yeah. So
I love it.
I know you went to the
No,
toy run, and then,
we're back. We're
but
back.
I did want to say this. Now this can be also made to where it has a hidden compartment behind here, I believe, or down here or up there, whatever you want. The field you want.
Yeah.
So you could have a hidden compartment, to hide your
valuables.
Valuables, or if you want to keep your kids from eating your cookies or Kit Kats or your Reese's.
All that stuff. You throw it in there. But no, those guys are great. Check them out.
United American Vets.
I gotta.
You find the link and put it in there.
I think so. Yeah, I'll go to the. We'll go to this, and I'll let you you start that, and I'll find. I'll throw a link up there.
So what we got next is the Vietnam Vets Legacy Vets Motorcycle Toy Run and Party. It is Sunday, December 13th at 12 p.m. I'm sorry, I couldn't even read that. At the American Legion Post 138, that's 5535 West Prescott Street in Tampa. It's $10 a person. They want you to bring an unwrapped gift. Makes sense. Toy ride.
Yeah.
Come on. If you can get two, bring two. Proceeds will benefit VA hospitals. That's awesome. I like that. This year, they will not meet at Derby Lane. This is for local people. Just go directly to the American Legion, Post 138, and make sure you see. It said, "Don't let COVID cancel Christmas." This is brought to you by No Toe, Fran Hosh, and Southern Road Dog Band is going to be playing, I believe. There are going to be door prizes, a 50-50. There's great food and a kill the keg. Now, when we say kill the keg, as always, we want to say drink responsibly.
One per wheel. One
per wheel. That's our motto, okay? Roadshow. Rocking Roadshow says one per wheel. If you're on a four-wheeler, hey, you get four.
You get extra.
Right?
You get extra. All right. And then also, just to kind of throw it out there, too, there's a load of Christmas rides going on right now. Yes. This one's just one. It's here and it's coming up. So do us a favor. Check out all of your, Born to Ride, Rider Now Magazine, Cycle Fish, all those sites, man. Check them out.
Full Throttle.
No. Oh, I didn't. I said Born to Ride. Jesus.
Yes,
Full Throttle.
I don't know why.
But
it's okay because we're
everybody check them all out. There is a Christmas ride going on in your neck of the woods. I guarantee it. If you can and you have the ability to get out there and bring Christmas to other folks, do that.
Absolutely.
We unfortunately, I guess the children's hospital thing. I haven't found any information. I don't think it's going on this year, and I'm assuming that it's probably COVID related, but
because of the kids.
Yeah, but that's unfortunate. But anyways, check it out. Find your local Christmas ride for sure. And then lastly, we got the Bike Fest of Pinellas. It's January 29th through the 31st at Quaker Steak and Lube. Bands this year are going to be Nova Rex, the Greg Billings Band, Bearded Brothers, Stone Gray, Sobriety X, and Den of Thieves.
Now hold on, we got to go back to the first band you said.
Nova Rex.
Nova Rex. Okay. How many people are from 80s hair band that know Nova Rex? This was a very well-known band back in the day. I was like, holy crap. I happen to know the lead singer.
Yeah.
Adrian Adonis.
Yeah. I remember you talking to
come on.
Damn it. It's going.
Yeah, me too.
Shit.
TBI, bro. I don't know his excuse.
Anyways, I'll think of it in a second.
He's the guy that wrote the damn book.
I know. I'm terrible.
We're terrible with names.
He's on Florida Man Radio.
Yes. Him with a W? His last name? No.
Anyways.
Shit. We screwed that up.
Screwed the pooch.
Anyway, Nova Rex, they were a freaking awesome band back in the day. Adrian Adonis he played in a local band here called Papa Cherry.
I remember those
Papa
guys.
Cherry.
Yeah.
He's the lead singer. Amazing show. I mean, the guy's got great stage personality. His presence is there because he's over the top. He's just like Kenny Wilkerson.
There you go, Kenny. Yes.
Kenny Wilkerson is the guitarist for Nova Rex.
Good pull.
I just got it.
But yeah, so there's a spot out there for 80 vendors left. I think there's still 80. I don't know. There's probably not 80 left anymore. But if you know somebody who's interested or you are interested yourself, you can email Connie at constanceafterdark@gmail.com. Okay, and then last but certainly not least, we were asked to bring this up on the show tonight for a fellow a business partner of ours, I guess you could call them. They are the folks that do our cigars. He has a friend who passed away this just after Thanksgiving. Yeah. He left behind his wife Hannah and 4 children, and they have some friends have set up a GoFundMe for them to help raise some money for the family. So we were asked to share this, and we would be honored and happy to do that for them. So we were going to post this up here for everybody to go and check out if you want. They're looking to raise $50,000, and amazingly, with 300 donations, they're already at $36,000. So
that's amazing.
Amazing deal. They're looking to do help pay for funeral and things like that. So
and help get a start for her.
For her with 4 kids and very young children too. So so again, if you are able to do that, please go to that site, check it out. If you're able to donate, do that as well. Also, if you can, our good friends over at Cigar Store USA, they're the ones that do all of our cigars. They are doing a raffle, and it'll be till I don't even know. Okay, I just want to make sure that we're on camera.
Right. We are.
They're doing a cigar raffle on their website, cigarstoreiusa.com, from now until the end of December to help raise money for them as well. Tickets are $5. All donations are going to go help the family, and you get an awesome cigar out of it. So
absolutely. All you got to do is ask Garth.
Yes. No, HD. No, is it Garth?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, man. If you guys can do that, if you guys can help out, please help out a good friend of ours. Help out a good friend of ours. Help out a good friend of his, basically. So, Dan saying, is GoFundMe or Kickstarter better, or are they just different? They're 2 different things. So, Kickstarter is more for businesses trying to launch a product or launch a new business or launch new products, things like that. GoFundMe is more, I don't want to say charity driven, but it's more for that kind of stuff.
It kind of is. Yeah,
I've seen people start GoFundMes to fund a European vacation.
People donate.
And people donate. So you can do a GoFundMe for just about anything.
Look, I've been so tempted to do a GoFundMe to get my bike redone, just for the heck. Just
to see what you can
see what I can get
out of it,
and then give it all to charity.
Yeah.
Put that in the very
bottom.
All proceeds go to charity.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens and see, tug at people's heartstrings a little bit,
mm-hmm.
and see, hey, but be completely honest. No, I have a job. Just can't afford to do it, and just go with it and see what happens. Funny. And there are people that will donate.
Oh, for sure.
But in the very, very bottom, I would have a charity, either breast cancer awareness. I would have, or
your brother's thing.
My brother's thing, which
fire monkey. What is it?
Primate of Flame.
Fire monkey.
LLS.
Yeah, same thing. Fire monkey.
I like the way you said that. So if I did it, it would be for Fire
Monkey. But So anyhow, again, if you guys have the ability and you can, check out that GoFundMe. We'd really appreciate it. Other than that, that is tonight's show. Thank you for everybody that waited for us to get the show launched.
And that stayed on.
Yeah, and that stayed on and hung out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Thanks for interacting. Of course, as we always say, that we do this for you guys. So thank you for interacting with us and helping us move the show along. Because if not, then me and this guy got to try and figure out things to talk about. And it kind of gets crazy, and we start talking in circles and everything else. Again, if there's anything that you guys want to hear us talk about, or you guys want us to discuss, please, by all means, let us know. Shoot us a comment on Facebook. Shoot us a PM. As I said, check out the website, rockandroadshow.com. There's a tab called Rides. Check out this man's article he wrote about his ride up to LJ, Georgia. What else? You can check out all of our sponsors on there. We're working on an idea for a Patreon type situation. We will talk about that when we do it. But there's some things in the works. We've got some other business propositions going on that we're kind of working in the backside of
Yes.
things. So stay tuned for that. Also, congrats to this guy here, Mr. Eric Warren.
Yes.
They're up in North Carolina right now taping Toy Makers or an offshoot of Toy Makers or
Something speedy.
something up there. But they got Dean Cain is up there now, so that's kind of cool. So they're having a blast up there.
For all of you that don't know who Dean Cain is, he's Superman.
Superman, man, Superman.
Superman.
But yeah, so a shout out to Mr. Eric Warren and.
I almost said absolutely. I just said it. Anyway, one more thing, going back.
And Dave Aiken, of course,
Dave,
for Toy Making.
That's David Ankin, not Aiken.
Ankin. Acorn.
Acorn. He's all right, man. He's pretty cool. We're talking about the rides, the column that I wrote. What I want to do eventually is try to get it to where we can publish your rides.
Absolutely, yes, for sure.
All right, so
yeah,
the way I wanted to do this originally was I'm going to throw the first one out there. Maybe I'll get another one later that I'll put in there, but they come few and far between with me because I'm not a writer. I put down what I did.
Ideas, right? Put down thoughts.
Yeah, and then I kind of tweak it, and then I have my wife. I say, here,
proofread it,
and she proofread it, and she goes, it's upside down. She hooked me up. I have to give her props because what you read, some of it's mine, most of it's hers. All the wording, everything that happened, is from me.
Yeah.
But the correct grammar.
She's your ghostwriter.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. And I'm glad you brought that up. If you guys have a ride that you've done and you have pictures and videos and stuff like that, by all means, let us know. Because if you write it up and you send it to me, we'll put it on the website. And that way people can come and see a ride. Maybe that's a ride they want to try someday. So.
Dan,
yeah, I see all that.
You got a Dean Cain with these, but he's skinny and British.
Skinny and British. It's funny.
I'm an accent myself.
But that's awful.
I know.
But anyhow, again, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We really enjoyed it. I've got nothing else. We should have. What's next week? Next week is the.
I don't know.
Is next? Shit, I don't even have a phone in me.
I know my phone's being occupied.
10. No, so next week is fine. The week after that is Christmas.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we should have a show for you guys next week. We will take the Christmas.
As he's not flying.
Yeah, we will take the Christmas holiday off, but we'll have
we'll do something.
We'll have something for you guys, but it won't be a show anyways. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Maybe we'll pre-record something.
We might do that too, but we'll see you guys next week. Dan, have a good night, brother. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. Go to bed. It's late. Yeah, other than that, you guys keep it rocking.
Keep the rubber side down.
We love you. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Peace.